Okay, the title of this
close the microphones, please. The rest, so we listen to Ernesto. Continue, Ernesto.
The title that you put in the announcement, Maria Cristina, is a world in crisis. And maybe I will add urge change, and I will say why is so urgent. So first of all, it is an honor for me to be with you. I am very grateful for the invitation of the WWPO to this event, and especially to you, President Writer Maria Cristina Azcona, and the Vice President, Professor Bruce Cook. Well, in principle, all of us, and by definition, because if not, we are not in this association, in principle, we all are for universal peace. You are working for universal peace. So, but what is peace? Following several definitions, peace is freedom from disturbance, tranquility. He just wanted to drink a few beers in peace, for instance. While synonymous is tranquility, calmness, restfulness, peace and quiet, peacefulness. Another is part of the definition is a state or a period in which there is no war, or the war has ended. So the synonyms for that is law and order, law and order. This is Mina. Mina again try to. I cannot. Okay. Law and order, lawfulness, order, peacefulness, harmony. Many people define peace. Excuse me?
Yeah, nice speaking to you. I've joined already and I have to go. Bye.
Close the microphone, please.
Many people center peace in himself. So it's a peace in self or inside, peace with ourselves. But the problem, this is why I added something in the title of the speech. The problem that is that we are in a race against time. So I will explain why we are in this race. And it is a fight against the time. Time is running too fast. So what is the current situation? Today, over the terrible present problems that I will explain immediately. The world is in the middle of the great COVID-19 pandemic. In a personal communication, Dr. Elias Galati from Argentina wrote, coronavirus pandemic in the world has caused a shock not only in people, communities, nations, society, economy, and personal and social relationships, but also in priorities and valuations that has been taken by individuals, for a long time. The journalist Takis Ioannidis is a very well-known journalist and poet from Greece. For sure, Maria Cristina and Bella Ventura knows him.
Very well.
Takis Ioannidis asked me in an interview for the New Smyrna newspaper. The newspaper is Epikaira. Epikaira is overtime in Athens. He asked to me, what is the state of harmony and peace today in our planet? I answered, our current society is at an existential crossroads. On one hand, the use of natural resources is very, very efficient. But on the other, that same use is endangering the continuity of life in our planet. On one hand, new technologies and intensive production systems allow us to obtain and increase the quality of life for all humankind. That is, today we are in a situation that with the existing resources, we can give to all the people in the world water, food, education, primary health care. So, but in another hand, there are new conflicts that are threatening the use weapons of mass destructions, mainly atomic ones, and with this, potentially the destruction of our civilization and life on Earth. End of the sight. How many nuclear weapons are today? China, 240. France, about 300. Russia, 8,000. United Kingdom, about 160. USA, 5,113. India, about 100. Israel, from 75 to 200. Pakistan, from 70 to 90. And there are another horizontal proliferation in new countries like Iran is in the newspapers today. They are trying to develop nuclear weapons. So why I say that destruction of life? Because only using only 25% of the nuclear weapons arsenal, only 1/4, we can produce a nuclear winter. A nuclear winter will destroy life on Earth, absolutely. For 400 years, it will be no rain. So nuclear winter is the end of life on Earth. So because we are people from literature, majority of us are writers and poets, I will say in a poetic way, Without peace, there will be no life. Because peace is the only way to stop the possibility or the threat of the use of nuclear weapons. Without peace, there will be no life. Without harmony, there will be no peace. Without tolerance, there will be no harmony. Without the culture of peace, there will be no tolerance. Without a spiritual culture, there will be no culture of peace. Without education, there will be no spiritual culture of peace. And without democracy, there will be no education. There will be dependency, war, and pain. And again, the end of life. So why is a tremendous urgency? Each day, today, each day, in a different part of the world, 24,000 people die of hunger, one every 3.6 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. Every 3.6 seconds. One child, less than 5 years old, is died because the lack of water, the lack of food, the lack of basic 6 vaccines, and medical care, basic medical care. So if I say 24,000 people every day, in 2 months, only 2 months, there will be 1.5 million children die. And how many in 6 months and 1 year? So we don't have time. We are really in a race of time. So this should be taken into consideration when you define what means peace. It's very important because somebody can say, as a child wrote, I feel that peace is when I sleep in the sea shore, looking at the sun. So today, in our society, this fantastic, great society, money is the more important value in this present society, to which, to money, sport, writers, plastic artists, artisans, teachers, philosophers, intellectuals, etc., are subjugated. There is an inversion of the values in the present society. In this society, on one hand, we have the very famous with exorbitant remunerations, and on the other hand, workers in certain branches of industry, although hardworking, decent people, live in obscure lives and are not allowed to earn a decent livelihood. Old people, what happened with the old people in our society? Live in solitude, the majority. and in many cases are unprotected. Young people and children are obliged to triumph at all costs, embracing highly paid careers and rejecting those with the spiritual, benevolent, charitable, humanitarian characteristics. I always say, a parent ask their child, what do you want when you will be adult? And this child love doctors or love the Samaritan education of the nurses, he say, oh, I want to be a nurse, or I want to be a teacher. So what the parents will say to this child? No, you should look for a career that it will bring you money, enough money to support your family. So those are the values of the present society. What about creativity? In all aspects, it's totally depending on the financial interest of the market or the stock exchanges. What about the interaction of the people, the man, the human being, with nature? This interaction is disastrous. And we are endangering ecology and biological balance. Love. We write poems almost every day about love. Love is a secondary value to interest. And racism and fanatism are increasing and are the logical consequence of the type of education and generates increasing separatism in the society and terror. Well, those are very few examples of this inhuman reality. In no humanistic, I'd say better, reality. And it is evident that the prevailing socio-economical, cultural model and the values derived from it should change urgently. Well, all that, when war continue and the arms race increase and there are plans to subordinate control of money by few multi-billion-dollar international companies to restrict individual freedom, people will lose the freedom with acceptance of that, because people ask, do you want to live another 10 years? An adult person. If he say, oh yes, of course, but if you want to live another 10 years, you need to be controlled 24 hours a day with a chip, with the control and pressure, with control of temperature, all the other indicators. But at the same time, this chip exists already. At the same time, you can communicate with your computer and you can learn. You can read books, you can listen books, and you can learn idioms without problem. So people will say, yes, I want so they will lose that. So what to do, and urgently, what should do? I know the answer. I think I know the answer, but I want to discuss this with you. So it's time for discuss that. Yes. Yes, Maria Cristina. Microphone. Microphone. You are talking without microphone.
Yes, sorry, apologize. We have only 5 minutes to finish the first block. So perhaps you want in the second block to finish and start the dialogue, or perhaps you want to finish that now and in the second block, let's.
What I already
What do
said,
you want?
I already said that I know the answer, but I
Okay.
want to discuss with you. This is the discussion we should have
Okay.
in the next part. Okay.
So I give you this applause for your words. It's very important. Dr. Ernesto Kahan has offered to us a marvelous explanation on the word of crisis, in crisis. I invite all of you in the second block, when it cuts off and again, click on the same link, and then you will be able to raise hand and respond to Ernesto about how to resolve
Make
this
suggestions.
word in crisis. What, Ernesto?
To make suggestions.
Suggestions. Then all of you will be able to express yourselves on how to resolve this world in crisis, as Ernesto explained. We are Worldwide Peace Organization. We invite you all to return in the second block. It's very important. Also, I invite you to the following meetings. So in this moment, we have only 3 minutes, but I will make a question to Ernesto so he finishes the block speaking a little more. Ernesto, say something.
In these 3 minutes or 2 minutes, we want to say hello. There are lot of friends. Elena, Regis, Susana. Hello, Susana. How are you? Ayola. Wow.
Michael Ellis, Adam Greenwell.
Hello.
Biplav Mahi.
How are you? Good afternoon.
Wow.
Clarita también está, Ernesto. Clarita, nuestra amiga.
In English, because they don't
Clarita
understand.
is there.
Clarita is a friend. Clary Levy. Clary Levy.
Clary Levy. Yes.
You can send her a hug.
I will read all the names to you. They are present. Ayola Amale, Belia Ventura, Clary Levy, Adam Greenwell, Bruce Lawrence Cook, Elena Regui López, Ime Biasoni, Lolita Usheki, María Ángeles Lonardi, Michael Ellis, Susana Roberts, Susana Tulián, Susmita Bastola, Nerea Inés Álvarez. In the second block, I will request the speaker who raised hand to say his country, the country, because we have 7 or 8 countries here. We have Argentina, Rwanda. I think, Asho, you are living in Rwanda? In Ghana? I never remember that. Argentina, Uruguay, Peru, United States, New Zealand.
Uruguay.
Yes, and other countries, Michael Ellis, I think he's in Australia. I don't remember too much. Michael, connect the microphone. I want to know the country. I don't remember your country. Michael, which country are, I directed too much people, it's difficult. Michael, you're from Australia? Australia? Connect the microphone.
Hi, yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me? I'm from Australia, Melbourne,
Australia. That's okay.
Yeah.
I was not sure in that moment. Very, very good to see you. I am so
Thank
happy.
you. Nice seeing you. Yes. Thank you.
Please, very, very thanks for attending the webinar. Please connect again in the second block and ask the others. We will go 2 minutes each one to interact with Dr. Ernesto, 2 or 3. No more because we are a group. Well, this is to chat and we will see you again in the second. All Thursday, we are doing these webinars. And you are all invited to do as Ernesto has done today, to speak. I record this for the YouTube WPO channel, and it's a service the organization gives to the members, okay?
At the same hour, and Maria Cristina.
Yes, always at the same time.
Okay, that's good for us.
Vila, we will speak later in a part. I want to tell you something.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I wish to ask Dr. Ernesto Kahan
Yes.
about his